I hit a goal today. Oh man, it was pretty exciting. Now, one of the things that I do in the morning is I like to do a workout on a piece of equipment called a hydro. Now, you may or may not know what a hydro is. It's kind of like a Peloton, like one of those bikes with the big screen, except it's a rower. So I'm a water lover. I'm a sailing girl. I love swimming, skiing, all those things in the water. And so when the hydro came out, I was super excited. My sister actually got me connected with this whole idea. And the whole screen on it allows you to row through different lakes and rivers and water. Oh my gosh, I love it. So it's like the next best thing to actually being out there on the water. So Hydro has this great incentive program. So you go by meters, and as soon as you hit a certain amount of meters, they give you different rewards. So when you hit 100,000 meters, when you hit 250,000 meters, you get a pair of socks. And then I just hit my 500,000 meter milestone. Woo, woo. So they sent me a little certificate that said that is like rowing across Lake Michigan. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, I don't think I could do that all in one row, but hey, over the collection of days, I hit that goal. So today we are talking about how we hit our goals. What are some goals that you've set? Are you good at goal setting? Let's dive in today's episode and talk all about goals and how we accomplish them. Faith habits connect your everyday behaviors with your belief system. Rather than letting the pressures and popularity of this world define you, the Faith Habit Show for Success will keep you focused on God's priorities for your life. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lisa Tony. All right, you guys, today we are talking all about goals, and I'm really excited about this episode because it goes right along with a one-day workshop that I'm getting ready to teach. And so if you're interested in goal setting and would like to spend some more time doing this, I want to invite you to come to the workshop. It is going to be so much fun. We are going to be doing this both live and online. So you have a choice based on what works best for you. So the live option is going to be here in Southern California. It's going to be in Upland, and we are going to be having a one-day workshop on Saturday, March 18th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lunch is included, a gourmet coffee bar, a gourmet chocolate bar, all the things. So if you are local and want to join us, then you can sign up for the one-day live event. Now, if you're not in Southern California but you're like, oh man, I want in on this, don't worry. I'm going to do an online version of it on Monday, October 20th. And so that's going to be an online version at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you can register by going to myorganizedlife.org, and there you will have the option to sign up either for the live event or the online event, the live event or online event. So what we're going to be doing is talking about goals, and this workshop is going to be an opportunity to sit down and really spend some time thinking through 6 areas of your life. So what I like to do is, in terms of setting goals, is to set small goals for different areas of my life rather than just set one big goal of, oh man, I hope that I'm a better person this year, or I want to draw closer to the Lord this year, or I want our family to get closer together. Like, those are just big, audacious goals that aren't very specific. And so what I've done is I've created 6 categories to set goals in. So when you're setting goals, I'd encourage you to use these 6 categories. Maybe you'll have some variations or differences, but I've found that these are really 6 good areas to focus a very small, specific goal on to achieve results. And these are on your family, your friends, your faith, your health, your career, and your finances. So again, that's your family, your friends, your faith, your finances. Those are the 4 F's. And then your health and your career. It would have been nice if I could have gotten 6 F starting words, but I couldn't. So that's just the way it rolls out. So what we do at the workshop is I guide you kind of through a process of how to include the Lord in your goal setting, because sometimes we think goals are all about our own personal achievement and we just run ahead of the Lord and we just say, okay, I need to achieve this. I need to do this. We are going to take a vacation next year and we are going to tour the world. And we need to just kind of sometimes slow our roll and stop and invite the Lord into the process of goal planning and goal setting and then goal implementation. And so that's what this workshop is going to be all about, is how to take ourselves from creating a goal with Jesus and then setting a success course of how to actually achieve the goal. And that's what it often comes down to, right? I mean, if we look at these 6 areas, setting goals for your family, what does that look like for you? Wanting to spend more time with your spouse or spend more time with your kids. So saying that you're going to spend more time with them is a great idea, but it's honestly not a great goal because it doesn't give enough specifics. And so the workshop is going to allow us to really sit down and really think about what we can do to accomplish that desire that we have to get closer to our kids or get closer to our spouse, rather than just saying that's the outcome, but to set the course of how to get there. So we're going to do that with our family. And then, sometimes people are like, I just don't have time for my friends, or there's just so much going on. And I actually think friendships are a really important area that sometimes get overlooked. And so I'm excited that we're going to be intentional about that, because the people that you surround yourself with really pour into your life and they make a difference of how you think and how you act. And so I'm going to encourage us to have Fierce 5. I've done other episodes on having a Fierce 5 and what that looks like. And so we're going to set goals around friendship. We're also going to set goals around your finances. What do your finances look like? And we're not going to do a full-on budgeting seminar, but just, some basic goals of how you spend money. Maybe we'll talk about Amazon and our direct access we have to anything we want showing up on our doorstep. So we're going to just set some finance goals, and then we're going to set some faith goals. We're going to talk about how you want to grow in your faith this year, what areas the Lord has really been challenging you to grow in. And we're going to set goals for just almost quarterly is the goal. For the goal is to set quarterly goals. I mean, that's one of the things that we often do in business is we have quarterly goals, quarterly targets. And so that's a really good way to plan goals for your own life, is to do them quarterly, because sometimes they get too overwhelming if you're trying to accomplish something in just one week. Or if you set it for the entire year, the year comes and goes and you never did anything because you didn't have an action plan, a course that you set yourself on to achieve and accomplish that thing. Then our other 2 areas are our health goals. And I shared with you at the beginning of the episode one of my goals that I hit. I hit a 500,000 meters on my hydro. And so that is one of my health goals, is to get on my hydro at least 4 times a week. I try for every day, but it doesn't always happen. And it's nice because I've partnered my goal with Hydro, who tracks everything for me and sends me incentives. And that's highly motivating to me. So that's good. And then I've got some food goals, some eating goals, some weight goals, all those things. And then the last areas are career. And so that just allows us to spend some time being intentional, asking God about our purpose and our plan for moving forward and what that looks like. So these are 6 areas I want to invite you and encourage you to set some goals in. And you can do that on your own, whether you're able to come to the workshop or not, although I do hope you can come to the workshop. Because when we set these goals, we can say, Lord, order my steps. And this is a process that we can do with the Lord. We don't need to do this apart from our guidance with Jesus. And so I am excited about being able to be intentional about the ways that we live our lives. I don't want to, get to the end of my life and feel like I just didn't do what God wanted me to do. I want to live my life with passion and purpose and being super intentional. And to do that, we have to kind of take some time to plan, because otherwise the tyranny of the urgent just invades, right? I mean, I've got crazy schedule of pickup of children. I have 4 children and they all have different pickup schedules and they're different every single day. I mean, I cannot keep them straight to save my life. And so just to manage your household and then your job, those 2 things can be so overwhelming and we get exhausted. And then the things that really feed our soul or the things that we want to do, the areas of fun. If I was going to add a 7th area to set goals on, it would be fun. And there's another F word that we could pull into our string of words, but I just didn't want it to be so much. I mean, there's so many areas that we could set goals in, but we can include fun in planning with our family and with our friends and, those kinds of things. So as we think about setting goals, it's a way to be intentional in our lives. And I think Jesus was very intentional when he taught with people, when he was teaching the disciples. He was very intentional in the areas that he was helping them to see who they were and who God had called them to be. And that's one of the really fun things about setting goals when you're a person of faith, because it really allows you to step into the possibility that God has for you, that God has created you to live a full and abundant life. And goal setting, when we take a time to pause and think through it and then chart the course to get to that goal, really allows us to partner with God and say, yes, I believe that you have created me for good things with a plan and a purpose. And rather than spending so much time stressing if we're in God's plan and what his will for us is, those are good questions to ask. But when we set goals, it allows us to take action, to move forward. And God is so good. He'll close doors where he needs to close doors, and he'll open doors where he wants to open the doors. Sometimes it might not be a door, it's just a little window, but we keep moving forward, taking action. And so one of the reasons that I do Faith Habits for Success is because I feel like I am called to encourage you to keep taking action, to encourage you, to challenge you, to call you to courage, and to call you to step into the purpose that God has for you. So today, as we think about goal setting, I'm excited about the goals that you can set. And, it just takes some time to sit down and prayerfully pray through those different categories. So I want to invite you again, as we finish up our episode today, just to head on over to myorganizedlife.org and get yourself registered for the workshop, whether that is our one-day live event or that is our online event, either March 18th or March 20th. So I will be so excited to see you there and get to hear what's happening in your life as you work towards setting some goals. We are going to have so much fun. You're not going to want to miss it. So until then, happy goal setting and stand firm in the faith. Easy, intentional, and powerful. Faith Habits. Get your free Power Up prayer guide today at lisatoni.com/powerup. Thanks so much for joining me today on Faith Habits for Success. Here's to good faith habits, my friend. Be strong and courageous and stand firm in your faith. See you next time. Bye for now.